Hi, everybody. So I'm back, and I want to talk about a subject tonight. I am so fired up right now just thinking about this. I want to talk about having determination, and more specifically, determination that loses intimidation. Okay? And I'm going to give you a few examples from my own life real quick. There have been some times in my life that I've had to be very determined to do what I had to do and determined to succeed. And some of those times involved when, like, for instance, when I was learning to drive an 18-wheeler, okay, I had to be pretty determined. And I have to tell you, there were times that my instructor was raising his voice and I was crying. But the point is, I got through it, and I learned to drive, and I was the only woman in that class at that time, and I was the only one to pass my driving test the first time around. So, anyways, I had to be determined to do that. It was very intimidating to me. I had always been intimidated by the big trucks and all that, but here I was trying to learn to drive one, and that was several years ago. It was back in 2010. And that's when I started my career in Halliburton. And when I started working for Halliburton, I had no idea what I was getting into. There were times I had to just have nothing but grit and determination and push complete intimidation aside, because it was intimidating at times. 99% of the time when I would go on a job, I was the only woman there on location. And needless to say, I wasn't as strong as the guys or anything like that. So every time I had to walk up those steps to a rig floor and swing a hammer with everybody watching me and try to knock loose a bunch of iron that some guy 3 times stronger than me had tightened together, it was intimidating. But I was so determined to do it because I had a reason to do it, that I never quit. I just did it. I didn't care what anybody thought. And I would just push all that intimidation aside. And there were times I had to be determined when I was trying to lift and carry those long joints and, help to carry all this iron back to the truck, to the pump truck, and put it back on the truck. And I actually broke my middle finger on my left hand doing that. And because we were wearing gloves so big that whenever I was setting the long joint back on the truck, I really wasn't doing it properly. I was kind of new still, and my glove got caught on some iron underneath, and I couldn't move my hand out of the way, and I was already setting that long joint down, and it was so heavy I couldn't stop, and it landed on my hand and broke my finger. I ended up working for a week with a broken finger, and I finally told my boss, I really think I need to get this checked, because the pain was so intense that I couldn't even touch the steering wheel without crying. Well, it ended up being fractured in 3 places, and I had to have surgery and all that. But anyways, it took determination for me to learn how to drive a winch truck and haul the bins around. I did not want to do that. I don't know if you've ever seen Halliburton bins, 3 tiers and 4 tiers. They're big. I did not want to do a winch truck, but my boss told me at that point in time they were making everybody learn everything. And he said, you're either going to learn to do it or you're not going to have a job. So I learned how to drive a winch truck and move bins around. And I would drive up on location, and everybody on location would stop and look at me like they were just waiting for me to fail. And I was always there was so much pressure during those times, because I was afraid I was going to drop the bin instead of easily set it down, and I was going to make a fool of myself. But that never happened. But anyways, just a few examples of times I've had to be so determined, and I've had to just push the intimidation that tried to overtake me aside and just do what I had to do. Because you know why? I had 3 little kids at home I had to support, and Halliburton was giving me something I wouldn't have without it. Like I was able to provide medical insurance. I was able to provide a decent living, and get my kids through graduation, and my daughter got married, and just different things. And so it took determination. And this is how I approach my business with Livegood. Okay, when I do something, I do it with my whole heart. And I do respect and understand people that they approach like Livegood on their Facebook and Instagram or whatever with, they do it very, so I'm probably going to mess up saying the word, but they're very subtle in their attempts at, showing what they do on Facebook. And I just literally don't have time to be subtle. I work a 9 to 6 job every day and some weekends, and I have church a few times a week. And when I'm not working my day job or going to church, I am living, breathing, eating, and sleeping Livegood. And I just don't have time to be subtle on Facebook. So I'm all out there. I'm like, this is what I do. This is what I am. One of these days, people are going to look at me and be like, man, I wish I would have listened to that girl. But you know what? I have to approach this business with determination, and you can't be intimidated. I have people all around me that have all things against anything that seems MLM or anything MLM. There's people that have had family with bad experiences. There's people that, they just don't like it, the pyramid schemes, whatever. And they just haven't seen quite yet, that Livegood is not your typical MLM. Because once somebody sees Livegood or really sees it, they cannot unsee it. They cannot, once they see the prices and what Livegood is doing, I call it the Livegood mission all the time. I love the Livegood mission. And it's like, Livegood is not your typical MLM. So you can't be intimidated by the, people around you that maybe think, oh, they're just kind of waiting for you to fail. And I don't think anybody I know is just intentionally doing that. But there's people, just acquaintances or people that are seeing you and watching you, and they've had experiences and they're just kind of wondering how this is going to turn out. And I know what this company can do for you. There's a man we've all heard about that I literally admire him so much. I don't know him personally, have never met him. He's never met me, but I think his name is Talbot Miller. I am so notorious for saying names wrong, but I'm telling you, this man, a year ago, he was living in a homeless shelter. He used a government phone and he blew this Livegood business up for himself. He completely changed his life, and that took determination. And when I hear that story, and I looked him up on Facebook last night, I think I woke up like at 4 a.m. thinking about all this, and I looked him up and I found a picture of him, and I was like, this is so amazing. I was like, this man completely changed his life with Livegood. And to me, that's exactly what Livegood is all about. It's about the average everyday person in whatever situation they're in that needs to change their life, their health. And Livegood is going to be so much more than health supplements. I realize that. But right now, Livegood is helping so many people just change their health and their way of life and their life financially. And so I've approached this business with determination. I refuse to be intimidated. And right now I want to talk to the people that maybe it takes you a little bit longer to get where other people are getting. Because in Livegood especially, we hear all the time how people are ranking bronze their first day, their first few days, their first week. And not everybody does that. Most people are, I get it, because Livegood is such an awesomely simple business to sell. But me, for instance, it took me a little bit longer to get to bronze. Thank God I am bronze, and now I'm working towards silver. But it's taking me a little bit longer, I think, in the rate of growth than it is some people. And I firmly believe maybe it's my schedule, my full-time job. I am so busy. And it's like, I don't want to let that interfere. And, maybe some people have more time to put into it. And I'm learning as I go, but I am seeing success. I mean, after, I think I'm going on 3 months now, I have friends and family that are paying attention, and they're seeing, I have talked about these supplements so much, and I've educated myself by watching the videos. And, I listen to videos all the time when I'm driving or if I'm cleaning house or whatever. And so I've at least become a little bit knowledgeable. And I know we don't have to. There's always videos we can refer people to. But I have found in my little world that when you're knowledgeable about what you're promoting, about what the company is selling, people pay attention to you more. So I have people that are starting to pay attention, people that are coming on as members, and stuff like that, they will be. And so I am seeing breakthroughs and I am seeing success. And I'm determined to stay in Livegood forever. I mean, there is literally no reason not to, because I've already paid my $49.95 to get started. And now literally all I pay is $9.95 a month. As a member, I keep my membership going, whether I can buy products or not. And that's it. That's literally a lunch or dinner. No, wait, lunch or dinner is more expensive than that. So there's literally no reason to ever feel pressured or quit Livegood once you're in. You don't have a 70, 100, 150, 200, $300 subscription or auto ship you have to keep every month. I tried another business before I got in Livegood, and I literally still have packages of the little products I got for my subscription, or even a couple of things I ordered, still laying around unopened. And I was paying $70 a month, including shipping for that. And usually that's what it is. It's an auto ship that you end up not even using. But Livegood doesn't have any of that. You literally just pay your membership each month. And so there's never any reason to quit. So, and I made the comment, I don't care if it takes me 1 year, 2 years, 5 years to get to platinum, even, or diamond, but I will get there someday. And I'm hoping it doesn't take that long. But no matter how long it takes, I will keep working at it until I do. And when you can believe in something so much, and I love everything the company stands for. I tell everybody I talk to all the time about the customer service, the transparency, the way they are so transparent about the products. They educate us, they tell us, they answer our questions. You don't find that all the time. Our direct access to Lisa, and we listen to her and Dr. Ryan, we listen to Ben and Nodder, and I hope I'm saying his name right. But anyways, it's like there are so many things this company offers that most companies don't offer. And just your typical person just thinking about being a member, when you talk to them about the transparency and customer support and the certificates of the analysis and testing and everything they do, it interests them because they don't get that kind of customer service or that kind of transparency with other products they buy or with other companies or even Amazon or anything else. So I'm determined, and I refuse to be intimidated. You have to let your determination lose the intimidation, because that's the only way to make it in any kind of business. And I'm hoping I can help somebody with that little thought. I was driving home from Monaghan's. I actually went over there because there was a lady I was supposed to talk to about our supplements, and they were not home. But I drove an hour there and drove an hour back, and you know what? It was not a wasted trip. I thought about this the whole time I was driving home, and I couldn't wait to get home to get on here and talk to you about it, because I really do feel like that kind of mindset can help us succeed. It can help us, there's going to be times in any business, no matter what you do, where there's a little bit of up and down or whatever, and you just have to hang in there, and you have to just be determined to succeed. And I love that it's something I can believe in, because it's a whole lot easier to sell. So any of you that are listening that are not in Livegood yet, there's no reason not to be. You have no idea what you're missing out on. Don't look at this as another MLM company, because it is not. It is so much more. And I've already talked about the ways that it's different. With Livegood has made it so stinking simple. You just sign up, $50. You're in. The rest of your life, you just pay your $9.95 membership, and you can earn money with Livegood. You can build that as big as you want it. And there's people that have done great in this company, and there's people on their way up. It's like, you can do it. Anybody can do it. You just have to stay determined, keep your focus, don't be intimidated, because once you start becoming intimidated, you're not going to get anywhere. Lives on Facebook, okay? I have done lives on Facebook since I've been in Livegood, and there's times I have woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning and been like, oh, that was terrible. I was such a dork, and I did this, or I said that, and oh, I don't know what anybody thinks, and I would go delete it. And so if anybody did see it, and there were views, a lot of times people watch your lives after you do them, and you probably get more views when they're recorded rather than you do when it's live. And so I would go delete it. I've stopped doing that. I'm like, okay, I don't care. I was a dork. That's okay. I'm a dork. I did the live. The information is there. I said what I needed to say. And I refuse. I am not letting myself delete anything. I'm like, I did it. It's there. You know, whatever. So, and you just have to think that way, because we will intimidate ourselves out of winning. So don't do that. Don't intimidate yourself out of winning. This company is realistic. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You do have to build it up. You do have to put some work into it, but you can do it. I can do it. If that man, that Mr. Miller, can do this, if others like him can do this, and others like other people I've seen on here. I've been watching a lot of people in Livegood, and I try to learn from everyone. So, if they can do it, I can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it. Another good reason to join Livegood, and I know this video is getting kind of long. I'm going to cut it off really quick. The $50,000. No, actually, it's a total of $60,000 that our CEO is giving away. Sign up, get in, bring in one member. You get entered into a $10,000 drawing. Bring in 2 members or more, and more, because this goes the whole month of December, and you get entered into the $50,000 drawing. And between now and December the 13th, any members you bring on past the first member, you get double entries. Well, no, even your first entry, but I'm just saying you want more than one entry, because you want to get in the $50,000 drawing. So, I mean, it's awesome. I'm doing my best to bring more members on, an affiliate on, whoever wants to get on here and take a chance with a company that has literally grown. They've exploded in 1 year's time. I know we're going to reach 1 million members. And I've already given the statistics to my friends, family, my Facebook, Instagram. It took Amazon over 2 years to get to 1 million members. It took Netflix 3.5 years, and it took Costco 6 years. Okay? Netflix is now over 247 million paid members. Amazon is over 200 million paid members. And Costco is 69 million paid members. Okay? If any one of those companies that said, here's a small fee, go refer our membership to other people, there would be some rich people from that today. Because that's amazing. There would be people that have made money on that. And that is exactly the opportunity Livegood is giving us. Refer our membership to other people. You don't even have to sell the products. You don't even have to buy the products. Just refer our $10 membership to other people. It is so simple. Anybody that does not do this, they do not know what they're missing out on. All right, guys, be determined. Don't be intimidated. I will see you guys tomorrow.